Here we go, getting you set for another workout. Follow along with me, getting a warm-up. All the warm-ups, just a nice general ease into your workout. We'll get some stretching, we'll get a little bit of warm-up in, we'll get the blood flowing, heart rate, have you set for the rest of your workout. So we're gonna start this off with a good morning. So with that good morning, we're gonna be having a little bit of bend in the knees, hands right on the chest. You do this right along with me, sending your hips on back. We're trying to press our butt back as far as we can, feeling a really good stretch back along the backside behind the knees, squeezing the glutes to stand tall. So we're going to continue to go through these good mornings. Don't worry about counting. Don't worry about how fast or how many you go through. Our end goal here, again, have a little bit of sweat going and feeling good, getting ready for your workout today. Good mornings are a great way to start off any workout and really start off any day. Maybe that's why they're called good mornings. I don't actually know, but we'll go along with that. Let's go through one more good morning. From that good morning, we're going to turn that into our squat stance. So feet anywhere between hip to shoulder width apart. Want to keep a nice tall chest, so looking straight ahead. Going to send your hips back as you sit into that squat. As we send our hips back, we're trying to drive our knees out. So we really want to drive those out as we're going into the squat. And again, you keep doing these here at home, following along, but we're just sending the hips back, sitting back into a chair you might not know is there. That's always the analogy I like to use. And if you prefer to squat to a chair, if that's your comfort level, that is just fine. Make sure you're still squatting here, guys, just following along, going through this warm-up. If I do the whole warm-up, I'll get far too sweaty. So we're gonna go ahead, fitting into 3 more squats. So here's number 1, number 2, and finally finishing up squat number 3. Going with our palms facing forward here, guys. Gonna go just for some nice small circles, palms facing towards the ground for some forward arm circles, making those circles a little bit bigger. And a little bit bigger yet, getting that full range of motion, going for a couple of swings back and forth. Should feel a little bit of a stretch through your chest there. And then going to turn that into palms facing up into a reverse arm circle. So same thought process, pinching our shoulder blades back together. We'll get a little bit bigger there. And even a little bit bigger yet, trying again to get that full range of motion. Giving yourself a couple of those pats on the back. We're going to go ahead, finding that good morning. Once again, a little bit of bend in the knees, sending the butt back. Feeling that stretch along the backside, squeezing the glutes to stand tall. Go ahead, you continue to go through these good mornings. As we're doing that, again, feeling that really behind the knees, up into the glutes. It's a great stretch starting off any workout, whether we're doing upper body or lower body. Just a great way for a lot of us to get loose, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting throughout the day. Hamstrings and hips get really tight. So let's go one more good morning. And finishing that, we're gonna find again the squat stance. Feet anywhere between hip to shoulder width apart. Let's go ahead, getting into some air squats. Continue working those at home, making sure that you're going to a depth that you feel comfortable. There's no right or wrong answer. We're just moving the best that you can. This is just a warm up. This isn't anything going crazy. We want some sweat. We want a little bit of blood flow everywhere. So let's go 3 more squats. I'll do these 3 along with you. Here's 1, 2, and that third one. From here, we're gonna find ourselves into plank position. We do plank all the time. Fantastic warm up. We're gonna find this into a high plank, meaning we're going from our palms, shoulders, elbows, and wrists all in line, keeping a nice flat back. We can always drop to the knees if we have to for that plank. So we're gonna take a couple deep breaths in plank. I'm doing these right along with you guys. Taking 2 more deep breaths. And after that last one, hold your plank. We'll be bringing the knees up towards our chest, going for some nice and slow mountain climbers. Thinking about some good activation through the core, pressing through the ground, warming up the shoulder, the core, and the backside. Continue on those slow mountain climbers. Let's pick up that pace a little bit, going into some faster mountain climbers. Continue with those fast mountain climbers. We're looking to get our feet moving fast as we can, getting the heart rate up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you guys can go ahead. I'm going to do this with you, just dropping down to the knees, shaking out the arms, giving the shoulder a little bit of a rest. We're going to turn that again once into high plank. From our high plank position, going to send the hips up into downward facing dog, trying to press your chest back towards your knees. Continue taking those rotations. We'll be going through about 8 to 10 of them, but again, you don't have to worry about counting at home, just getting along, getting some movement. If you need to take a break in there, drop to the knees, take a couple breaths, and then come right back in. We're gonna go for 2 more. So from that plank position, driving the hips up and back into plank. 1 more time, driving the hips up and back into our plank position. We can go ahead, we can stand out, shaking out shoulders a bit. We're going to be turning this into a little bit of a hip stretch. So from the side, we're going to have one knee on the ground, one knee up in a lunge. We're just going to take our hips and send them forward. Hands can come up overhead if you're looking for a little bit extra of a stretch. You should feel a great stretch through the hip on the front side of the knee that is down. We're going to hold this for about 10 more seconds. And I really like that hip opener here with hands up overhead, but whatever you feel good with is also good by me. We're going to go ahead, let's switch sides. Opposite knee on the ground. Again, bring the hands up if you would like. Just feeling that stretch, kind of in that hip pocket right here. Holding that for about 3 or 4 more seconds is going to get us those hips open and ready to do any lower body movement that you might have coming up today. We're going to hop up to our feet, finding a nice wide stance. Hands come up overhead, feeling a stretch to the front side, reaching that on down to the back side. Back overhead, feeling our core stretch, reaching back down in between the legs, feeling a stretch back. Similar spot to where you would be in our good mornings. All right, continuing to work through those up and down. Should be taking some deep breaths in as hands come up overhead and exhaling as hands come back down between the legs. Let's go for 2 more of those. Hands up overhead, reaching through, back overhead, and reaching back on down. And to continue warming up the body, especially while getting our heart rates up. We did our mountain climbers before where we're stepping back into high plank, bringing our knees up to our chest. Let's go ahead, find that plank position. We're going for 30 seconds of mountain climbers, really driving those knees. Let's try to really focus on staying up the entire 30 seconds. Don't take a break unless you really, really have to. Building some strong shoulders, building some strong wrists while getting our heart rate and our core after it. That's halfway there. We're 15 seconds in, 15 seconds to go. Continue here, guys, for 10 more seconds looking at that mountain climber. So here we go at home in 3, 2, 1. We can go ahead, finding ourselves to our feet. We've been doing squats. We do squats every single day, driving the knees out. Go ahead, find yourself into squats. We'll be working through 30 seconds of squats. Our goal now is to be getting the heart rate primed. So let's go ahead, finding that squat position. If you need to do that into a chair, no problem. Whatever feels good for you. This is just part of our warm-up. 10 more seconds to go on those squats, trying to sneak a few extra of them in. All right, let's do these last 3 together. Here's 1, 2, and squat number 3. As you stand up, I'm going to take a couple deep breaths. Heart rate's up a little bit. We got a good sweat started to go, getting you ready for that workout today. We're going to do one more stretch here together, opening up the upper body. We're going to take our left hand, bringing it across the body. Feeling a good stretch on the front of that shoulder. Taking a couple deep breaths while we're at it, knowing that you've got a good workout to follow. It's a great way to start off your workout. And we can stretch that out. We'll go over to the other side, drawing the opposite hand across the body. Taking a couple more deep breaths here, just holding that stretch. It's really important to be breathing through some of these stretches. It helps get that extra range of motion, especially getting you set for your workout today. All right, I hope you're ready for your workout today. I hope you've got a little sweat going. I don't know if you can see me, but I got a little sweat going too. Great way to get into your workout. Enjoy it, have some fun, see those results. Most importantly, stay consistent. See you next time. Enjoy this workout.